Yo, 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 this is Thru Walks in the mix. Back with another flick and another banger. Love and light to everyone who's watching this video. I hope you lot have checked my After Effects song on my other channel, Thru Walks. If not, please do. Help me climb up to the ranks and all that. But yeah, man. What's the episode now? So yeah, this is Blazing Thru Walks, episode 10. And the time is now 7:10 in Greenwich Mean Time. And today is the 6th of May, 2025. So yeah, this is just another pre-recorded video. Finally got the time to do it, to make another one. I hope you enjoy your blank holidays, your Easter weekend. A couple of weeks ago, if not, an egg in your face, because we're supposed to enjoy ourselves in the midst of this struggle, you know what I'm saying? So, but anyways, I was going to talk about the differences between the CPUs in relation to video games and NPCs, but before I do, I want to touch on certain things about last episode before I get into the topic. And it's gonna be like, you know, hopefully I don't have to talk about this again, you know what I'm saying? But it's just a little touch on yesterday's episode. And yeah, it's like, I know you all got your opinions and things about the stuff that I said about you know, about my birthday and how I felt, and you know, me being an ops and math, and me going for this therapy, right? But just remember this, that there's a known fact going around that we are all learning, and we are all like learners, right, as we go along. And you know, when we get into like, you know, bit of a heated moment, you know, as I've noticed in like, you know, not that I've noticed, like, you know, I've already been noticed, because I was part of one of them like many times before. Like, some people say that in like a heated argument, they say that you know, they're grown, or they're a grown-ass man or a grown-ass woman and all that, in which I personally don't think so. Because, and it is not just to lie, and I'm not trying to be like, you know, it's just what I think, in it. Like, I don't think there's like a thing of like being a grown or something, you know, because God forbid, like, not God forbid, but like, I know for a fact, right, whether you notice it or not, if something new comes up that might interest people, they are learning about it. They are learning about it. So I don't believe all of that I'm grown stuff. You know what I'm saying? And all these, like, you know, I don't know, just like everyday lingo when people were in a heated argument or something. But like, I don't believe in like all of that. You know, it's just like, it's just ego, innit? You know, everyone has like a sense of ego, you know what I'm saying? Whether it needs to be like diluted or you know, everyone's responsible of their own ego. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, I don't believe all that I'm grown stuff. Like, I think it's just a common phrase to use just to say that, you know, and they might not mean it, or they may mean it, but I think it's just a common phrase to use just to say that they are content with who they are, truly are, for now. But as I said, I guarantee it, if something pops up, ooh, there's a spark, ooh, let me grab that information, let me get this information, let me get that information. No matter when, like I said, they learn something. even if it's something you've forgotten before and you're taking it back, you're learning what you've forgotten. You're going back, like further improving whatever you need to improve. You're learning how to do shit better. You're learning how to do shit better. Which further proves my point about optomaths. That maybe you lot are optomaths and, you know, you may know it or you don't even know it. But maybe you're all are optomaths and I'm an optomath. Because we're still learning, right? There's some things that we learned earlier, but there are going to be some things we learn later in life. And that's what being an optomath is. Like, honestly, like, I know myself, like, you know, and being an optomath is not a bad thing. I think it's, like, perfectly normal to be an optomath. I hear this notion that, because I've been called this label and that label, ASD, ASD, ADHD, you know, like, it ain't a bad thing. Remember I said that I am possibly on the spectrum because of my traits, my behavioral traits. And that's why I'm going for the therapy thing. Not that I am it wholeheartedly. You know what I'm saying? Like, not that I'm holy. Even if I were to get like a more so-called accurate diagnostic, you know what I mean? I just know like certain shit in the paperback. I know like there are certain things that ain't gonna be like, oh yeah, this is it. Yeah, this is gonna solve my problem. No, like I'm an unidentified walking life form to, you know, a lot of people. Another label. See? That's the label I'm giving myself. But the moment I say the label I'm giving myself, like, I'm an optomath, you mean to tell me that I can't learn later in life? Or am I not a person that learns later on in life? Because that's what it means. No? The moment I say I'm an unidentified walking life form, no, bro, you're autistic, you got ADHD, you got PTSD, you got bipolar, narcissistic personality disorder, borderline personality disorder, OCD, many different kinds of disorders, right? So you're a grown-ass man, right? Or woman in your mind. Right? You know, without any ego, like, filter out the ego and everything. You think in your heart, mind, and soul, you're a grown-ass man and you're a grown-ass woman. Like, no filter, raw shit. And by saying that you're grown, think of it as a plant. Right, if a plant is fully grown, it's not gonna grow even further. Right? But we're all learners though. I've seen elders in their 70s and 80s saying that they're still learning. So, what is it? What is it? Yes, they may have achieved a lot, you know, in their 70s and 80s. That's great. But I've heard them out of their own mouth that they're still learning. They're optomaths. Period. You know what I'm saying? Yes, and I said like there are people with high experiences, you know, bigger than others. But you learn from people with higher experiences in other fields too. So what does that make you? An optomath. You begin to learn shit later on in life. So in that example, when one says that I'm not an optomath, like I say that I'm optomath, but when I say that, you know what I'm saying, like I can't be allowed to be given a label of my own, is that what people are saying to me? That I can't be given a label of my own, in which could essentially be the truth about myself. But hypothetically, you can give me labels. And I'm supposed to take it with a smile on my face. Or whatever kind of face you want me to be in. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me give you an example real quick. Like, I hate reading paperbacks. I used to hate reading paperbacks. Hate it. Now, I kind of, you know, to a degree, like, I understand the power of reading paperbacks. And I've shown peeps on Instagram of what I've been reading, the Black and Bridges book by David Olusoga. Certain things people don't teach in schools, you know? Black history. You get me? It's always the medieval times. Henry the 7th, 8th, and the 6 wives, William the Conqueror, King Harold, Napoleon Bonaparte, William Shakespeare, all of the white British history. But not about our involvement into this shit. Let me ask you guys this question, right? I want you to be like dead ass honest. Don't even like, well, I can't even tell if you're gonna be honest. You're gonna be researching shit or what or not. You know what I'm saying? But answer this question, like, if the author David Olusoga didn't do his research about the ancient Afro-Romans, the Aurelian Moors, the Ivory Bangle Lady, Dido Elizabeth Bell, you know, BAME, Black Asian Minority Ethnic, I think it's called. Like, would you have still believed that ancient British were an all-white country? Tell me, like, would you have still believed that ancient British were an all-white country? Because I know I would. Yes, I would have believed it if I actually didn't, you know, because I think I started like, you know, diving into the American side of like, you know, black history, and then, you know, moments later, like, you know, after learning about Louis Farrakhan and like, you know, the Native Americans, the indigenous Americans, and FBAs, and you know what I'm saying, like many of these debates, like, you know, I just thought it's like, yeah, like why not? Like, because I live in London, I live in like England, Great Britain, why not do like a similar research about our involvement in here? Because I feel that we're always talking about like the American side, but we don't even talk about here, like where we're at right now. You know what I'm saying? The only reason why, and this is the only reason that I would label myself in a way, is that if it's something to change. Or or if I analyze life well enough to be like this and that. 30 years, you know, I call myself an optomath and an unidentified walking life form. And this is why I'm careful. Like, I'm very, very careful with certain things, you know. Like, it doesn't really matter what I go through anyway. No paper can tell me nothing. No paper can tell me nothing. No diagnostic can tell me nothing. But yes, I am going for it. Because there are issues that I want to discuss that would hopefully help my mind in general. Not for anything else. I don't care about like what the paper and the diagnostic says. But it's just good to, you know, it's just good to talk. It's just good to talk and just like express our honesty. But now, like, in my opinion, like being an optomath ain't a bad thing. I'm switching up shit. That's all it is. My past achievements matter, don't get me wrong, but it's the moment that I'm in right now. You know? So just, I don't know, like, just take it or leave it, innit? You know, if it applies to you, just take it or leave it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I really appreciate the feedback though. That was actually what I needed though. I really do appreciate the feedback. You know, and just like getting back to me on the topic. Thanks, guys. But yeah, like main topic at hand: NPCs versus CPUs. As I know, as someone that was a little bit of a video game junkie in the past, still is in a way, but you know, just things just take over, and almost a little bit that does tend to shape us who we are, and our authenticity is tested every second, every minute, every hour, every day, etc. You know what I'm saying, etc., etc. And I hope in the algorithm master give us creators a lot more recognition and creators a lot more leeway within the next decade. Because they be playing, man, and they be playing a lot. Anyways, this kind of like, you know, this kind of gets to me a little bit about this whole trending shit, because in my opinion, and this is from like an unbiased standpoint, because there's obviously like there are good things and bad things about trending topics and languages that people use within the trending topics, i.e. Clout chasing, nitties. It's becoming a popular news now. You know, call a person a neek, or like, you know, I don't think neek is an internet term though. I think it's just like a street thing. But you know what I'm saying? But like NPCs, you know what I'm saying? Like NPCs in like, you know, just the modern day use of the term like NPCs. Cause I swear that was like a trending use. That was like a trending thing in the world of TikTok once upon a time. So they use these like connotations into a topic that uses the same word, but it's a totally different context. So now like we're talking about video games, not the trending stuff. Like we're talking about like games here, not TikTok, not the slang words on Instagram, not the slang words on Snapchat, Facebook, YouTube. We're talking about video game lingo, right? Video game lingo. Because bro, take it from a, you know, like an experienced video game player. Not the best yet, or maybe never, but an experienced video game player who's been playing games since like late 99, like near the millennium or some shit for as long as I can remember. N64 days, man. And I've experienced playing the Mega Drive for a little bit as well. You know, the actual console, not the emulator, but besides the point. CPUs, right? What's the first thing that comes into anyone's mind when they hear CPU? IT guys, y'all know. If you don't, like, it's called a central processing unit, right? This is like a worldly thing that every IT person should know and what it does, or at least know what it is. So let's Google the word now. Explain what it is. Actually, no. I think I've just Google the word. Okay, so right, so the central processing unit, CPU, is the primary component of the computer that acts as its control center. The CPU, also referred to as the central or main processor, is a complex set of electronic circuitry that runs the machine's operating systems and apps. Let me find another meaning. I'll go to Merriam-Webster's own definition, well, its own way of saying it. So it's the component of a computer system that performs the system's basic operations, such as processing data, that exchanges data with the system's memory or peripherals, and that manages the system's other components. So yeah, like pretty much like, you know, the brain, right? You know what I'm saying? Like the brain, you know, CPU is the brain of the computer, and it's just equivalent to like a human brain, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like it just helps to execute commands and process like data, and we use our brains to execute stuff as well and retain like information. You know, this same thing, you know what I'm saying? Retain information and then like process it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like that's the IT general term of the CPU. Right? So video game consoles, right? Video game consoles, we're talking about video games, right? So video game consoles, right? They're computers also. And every computer must have a CPU, a central processing unit. That's standard. And every computer must have a RAM, random access memory. Every computer has that, and a video game console is a computer. I mean, it computes. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool. But the CPU referring to characters in video games that are played on their own is not the CPU specific that I'm talking about, although it is in a sense still part of the central processor unit CPU, because the CPU, the central processor unit CPU, controls the characters. Every standing animation, button pressing is all executed by the central processor unit CPU. Leave the PlayStation alone, don't even touch anything, and just watching the animation. That's the CPU. Every single thing, like, is controlled by the CPU. Every single thing controlled by the CPU. It's just that the CPU in video games, I want y'all to pay attention to this. Like, it's just that the CPU in video games goes by the name computer player unit. Okay? It's computer player unit. Make that the video game lingo, not the central processor unit, the computer player unit. Okay? It doesn't mean anything. It's just like a generalized nickname for the CPU, the central processor unit. That is called, the computer player unit. It's just a generalized nickname, that's it. It just sounds more video game savvy, innit? It's just video game player friendly. You know what I'm saying? That's it. I mean, I don't know if I don't know if it's used, if it's commonly used. It's not commonly used to say computer player unit. We just say CPU because we know what it is. It's the central processor unit controlling the player. But the nickname for it is it's called the computer player unit. Simple. And by the way, I don't believe in the fact that computer player units are NPCs, because there are CPU hacks people can do to make the computer player unit be controllable to a player with an emulator. An NPC, in my opinion, is more of characters in the background that are not controlled by the CPU or the player. Okay? So yeah, guys, next time, do not disrespect the computer player unit lineage, okay? Video games existed way before social media, all right? Put some respect on that name. Computer player units are not NPCs. No, they're not. They have to be designed to be completely unplayable. That's why they're called NPCs, bro. Stupid! No, I'm joking. But, yeah, honestly, I hope you guys know the difference, innit? CPU, the computer player unit is it's still the player. It's just controlled by the CPU. And NPCs, they're not controllable at all. So if I say that I'm battling an NPC, it doesn't make sense. Because if you're battling an NPC, what's the NPC gonna do? It's not playable. But yeah, put some respect on that. You know what I mean? There's no debate, nada. Maybe on the ops and math side, there might be a little bit of debate on that, but not on this side, bro. Not on this topic right here. There's no debate. I'm sorry. Anyways, that's just my little piece right there. Like, share, comment if you like the video, and if you have any questions and shit, hit me up, let me know. But yeah, this is Blazing Thru Walks episode 10. Stay tuned for another episode coming right up. And it's Thru Waters signing out. Peace. One love. Sorry, I can't feel my heart because I'm holding my phone, but one love.